What's up, guys? JP McDaniel here. Round 2 of this opening, as Gretorp messed it up last time, talking to the mic. Gretorp, what is going on, man?
Nothing, man. I'm doing what I love to do on Valentine's Day. What can I say? It's a dream come true.
Hanging out with a bunch of guys? That's what you enjoy doing?
Yeah, it's almost homoerotic. It's getting there, you know? I mean, everybody's a little bit. And today I'm sharing it with you, JP, and you know, I'm gonna have a nice candlelit dinner and think of you, and of course, it'll be all tingly in my belly, and I'll be great.
Nice. So, why don't you tell the people that don't know too much about yourself a little about yourself while I get StarCraft 2 started?
All right. Well, what's to tell about me? Everybody should basically know who I am, but for those of you that don't, I am right now a professional gamer slash commentator. I've been casting with the GCPO and, more importantly, with commentators like Diggity, JP, of course.
The most important, correct?
Yeah, most important.
Yes.
Actually, I'll save GP for last because, obviously. So it's like Diggity, Sheth, InControl, and the JP. It's me, JP, of course.
Well
and you can find him on twitter.com/itmejp. Easy.
Oh, what? Where? You need... Okay, hold on. We got to coach Gretorp on how to promote his own Twitter, because you have...
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm doing the most important things first, JP, because you're so important. So important.
Where can they find you on Twitter, Gretorp?
You can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/Gretorp. Easy.
There you go. Go and follow him, guys, right now. We're going to be bringing you guys a match here. Let me stretch the screen 1 second. All right. So we're going to be bringing... We're going to be casting a game between one Butterfly and MC on the... Korean servers. Let me switch back real quick. Turn off this incredible music. Or we're going to fade it out. We're going to fade it out very slow. Yeah, okay, that was a quick fade out. Gretorp, do you have the replay loaded up?
I do.
Okay, let's go ahead and start here. So first game we're going to be casting. Second game we're going to watch Gretorp play against TT1 and do a little bit of analysis. And then the third game, which of course is my favorite part of the week because I get some free coaching. Gretorp is going to coach me against a Zerg user, but more on that later. Let's get started here. Let's go ahead and start in 3, 2, 1, play. You ready? You good?
All right, man.
All right. So we have OGSMC spawning as the blue Protoss here at the 2 o'clock position, and his opponent, who we really don't know too much about, Butterfly, the red Terran user. And typically, at the start of this, you know, I always throw it to you, and we're going to kind of do some analysis in this game as well with Gretorp. As a Terran player on Xel'Naga Caverns in this matchup, is there anything really specific that you tend to do or favor?
Okay, so I'm gonna actually break this down in a map analysis type of way. I think going into this, the most important thing is going to be the gold expansion. That's what whenever I see this, I see it's very accessible. It's on my side. It goes to the flow of where I'm directing my attacks to. So this gold expansion is pretty good if I'm doing a push style. Now, if this gold expansion was instead in, let's say, like the top left or the bottom right expansion, then I would do more of a harass type style. But because I have that gold expansion there, it's going to lean me more towards going for a much more robust, stronger army. That means I'm probably not going to do going to mid-game Marine, Marauder, Ghost, Viking. Not that it's bad, don't get me wrong, but I would prefer some sort of mech mixed in there so I can situate a position and go ahead and take that expansion. So just a little FYI for this individual map. So I'm kind of thinking how I can take this safely, okay? So before I go ahead and do that, I would say what units would I need to do that? Of course, I need tech-heavy play. Do I want to fast expand, or do I want to go ahead and do some sort of tech build? That goes back to styles, but the biggest thing is that expansion is so open, so it really disallows for one racks expansions. So this is almost always a tech expansion coming from the Terran. Not necessarily like it's going to be definitively, because it's good to mix it in there once in a while, but most probably this is going to be a tech sort of development.
Now, what are your thoughts? I mean, you do play primarily on the American servers, and we see a lot of people talking about how they want to go over to Korea and participate in some of the events over there like GSL and also play on the Korean servers. What are your own thoughts on that?
Well, I kind of like it. Well, I mean, Koreans. Just the biggest thing about Koreans is that they know their stuff just because they talk so much with it to each other. Okay, like they like to get better. They like to I don't know. They find much more defined builds than we do. We kind of like are ambiguous. We play whatever. We go on ladder. We just mass ladder. They actually talk and everything. So I think there's an overall, the average is better, but the top tier level there isn't that large of a discrepancy yet. I think there will be because, again, they talk more. But yeah, of course, I think they're better. The environment, I think, is the biggest thing. It's just always being surrounded with top tier players. It's always going to help.
You see MC taking out that SCV, and looks like he's going to be going for a 1-gate robo.
Oh, MC is Protoss. I'm sorry, I thought he was Terran. All right.
I can't save you from that, man. You're going to get ridiculed on the stream.
Whatever. But you can see MC is already doing like a counter to a tech build, because that tech build is really what is normal on this map, or what is considered strong. Because to be honest, if there was any sort of 4 racks or 4-gate going on right here, it's an instant loss from Butterfly. Butterfly would just be destroyed, just because there's way too much room right here, so no bunkers are completely useless. So anywhere where Butterfly develops right now, he needs to be like pressuring on the Protoss, and this is kind of I don't know, this is still kind of risky. MC can just back up and get even Colossus, whatever he wants to get, and stay strong, knowing that the positions are just so far away. But we're going to see how Butterfly develops this. But I think this is absolute garbage of what he's doing, because I think whatever Butterfly's... this fast expansion is fine. It's just his ground and his tech is going to be so underdeveloped. And because that openness of the base is just so large, I don't think he's going to be able to defend that economically. So his expansion probably isn't going to be as worth it, in my opinion. But I mean, not every player is going to take that. That requires you to know exactly what's going on. And this immortal tech, I mean, it's fine. It's going to be the correct counter. And you can see already, because of this tech switch, he has to back up. He's going to be overextended if he doesn't, because as soon as the sentry count pops up, it's going to be really, really tough. But, I mean, Butterfly is doing fine. He's doing the normal thing. This would work, I think, extremely well on a map like Metalopolis, or no, not Metalopolis, excuse me. A map like Lost Templar or something, but I feel like this is unnecessarily risky just because you can get build order loss very easily if MC decided not to go something like this. But MC obviously is going, the hard counter to tech, so he had to now it's just standard, in my opinion.
Right. What are your thoughts on kind of the trending topic, or one of the trending topics in StarCraft 2 is obviously maps, and being in America, you have played primarily on the ladder maps that Blizzard has put out, not so much experience with the GSL maps, or possibly, I'm not sure how much you've had experience-wise with the iCup maps. But what are your thoughts on custom maps and their existence in the StarCraft 2 world? Is it definitely something that more tournaments should start doing?
Okay, so this is the problem, okay? Everybody complains about maps. That's, without a doubt, that's the number one thing people complain about. But then when maps are offered, people are like, oh, that noob made that. Why would we ever play that?
Right.
And it makes it very, very hard for any type of discourse about maps or their balance, because people just refute them just on the basis of the origination of the map. What needs to happen is Blizzard needs to step in, which I do believe they're doing. They need to step in and start arbitrating, hey, these are the maps we're going to start using. Okay, we're going to take it from this individual person. We're going to do something like that. That needs to happen, or else there's going to be no evolution of the map pool whatsoever. And I think Blizzard is doing their job, and they're going to be releasing a new map pack, I think, pretty soon. But still, it should have came a lot earlier, and it's really, really affecting a lot of StarCraft 2 right now, because we're assuming balance on these particular scenarios, but that could all change very drastically.
Now, in this matchup, we do see MC getting Colossus out as well as getting that extended Thermal Lance. As a Terran player, this is probably one of the most typical builds that you play against in this matchup. You see people now kind of adding on to the fact that as soon as they see Vikings, they add on a bunch of Phoenixes. When you see something like that, what have you been doing to adjust your own playstyle against this matchup, or against this build in this matchup?
All right, it's tough. I'm still on the brink of what I like better. I can either go 3 starports, 2 starports, or 1 starport, 1 factory. And the 3 starports, you're going to have Banshees with it, and you're probably going to be doing double reactors with Vikings. And that way you can like navigate how many Vikings you want, and also you can force a lot of the gas count to go towards, because you're situating air control basically, so it's going to negate the Phoenixes, and then you can obviously take advantage of that by having the Banshees, and you can navigate the army or the number of Vikings that you have with the theoretical 5 starports. The 4 starports are just a specific counter. You have to target the Colossus. And the just 2 starports, or the 1 starport reactor with the tech lab, that's going to be just a direct counter to the Phoenixes. And you're actually going to kill the Phoenixes first before you kill the Colossus. 3 different, very different ways of approaching it. I think it just matters where you are in the particular game series. So if you have Ghosts, I would say go ahead and do the Thor way. But if you don't have Ghosts, and you're kind of like, I don't know, what's it called? I don't know if I should, or whatever. If you don't have Ghosts, I think you should go the Mass Vikings, and if you're low economy, I think you should go actually the air type. When I say low economy, in 2 base, just because the air, there's such a limit on the amount of gas that it just pulls the amount in so many different ways that they can't really get a ton of Phoenixes or Colossus, so and Stalkers, so your Banshees can actually do some work.
So it looks like Butterfly possibly might be considering an attack here. When you go to attack a army composition that MC currently does, and just in general, when you have Vikings, a huge Marauder Marine ball like Butterfly does, and a couple of Medivacs, typically what is your how do you position your army, and what is kind of the best situation you can find yourself in when attacking into a Protoss death ball, kind of what we see right now from MC?
Well, whenever I'm attacking Protoss, you have to kind of... It's best if you catch them off guard, I would say. That's obviously, any army you want to catch off guard. But, I mean, the biggest thing is you want to initiate with your Ghosts, and then go ahead and have the best possible surround. Now in this case, MC is pretty much invulnerable to any attacks against him, just because the Colossus are so freaking strong, and you have such narrow chokes. And I like this. He's taking advantage of the time it took the Terran player to go back to position to go ahead and pump out of this. Ooh, I don't like this Colossus position. This is pretty garbage. But still did a pretty brilliant job, I think. But still, I might need to back up off of this. I think MC is not in good position. Yeah. You can see the Medivacs just have so much freaking mana that it really wasn't worth it for MC. But I didn't like that Colossus positioning. I thought that was unnecessary. He had a huge advantage going into that, and he just blew it by having his Colossus so